Hey guys, this is Miss Sasseville. I'm going to show you how to make Oreo pudding pops today. Alright, so here are the ingredients and supplies you need to make your Oreo pudding pops. First, you need a bag of 16 crushed up Oreos. Second, you need some white chocolate pudding mix. You will need 2 cups of cold milk. You will also need this fancy little thingy. This is called a whisk. You will need a rubber scraper. You will need a large mixing bowl. You will need some aluminum foil. And you will need 6 plastic cups with 6 popsicle sticks. Alright, the first thing you want to do is you want to open your pudding mix. I've kind of pre-opened this. And dump it out into the bowl. The next thing you want to do is get your 2 cups of cold milk and pour them in to the pudding mix. Make sure it all gets in there. Then, take your whisk, here's your whisk, and stir it until it's all smooth, or as smooth as possible, and it's all mixed together. Okay, so now I opened up my crushed up Oreos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put most of them inside of the pudding mixture, but I'm going to save some to sprinkle on the bottom of the pudding pops. And if you want to put more Oreos on the pudding pops, you can even crush up more Oreos if you still have some left. I definitely still have some left, so I might do that. But so I'm gonna grab my bag and I'm going to dump all of this except for a little bit in there. Whoop. I spilled a little bit on the table, but that'll happen. And then I still got a little bit left. I might crush up a little bit more. Now I'm gonna just stir this together a bit more. And you can see that my pudding is actually starting to get a lot thicker. That's what happens when you kind of let it sit for a while. So just whisk for a while until it's nice and evenly mixed in. Now I've put my rubber scraper into my pudding mix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start spooning some of the pudding mixture into my plastic cups. I'm going to try and do it so that they're all about evenly full. So here we go. I'll just do one so you can see what that looks like. It's taking me kind of a while. So I can put that more in the light. Here we go. It looks kind of funny. It'll look better once it's frozen. Alright, and you kind of want to smooth it out on top. I'm going to stop there, and once I have all 6 of them filled, I'll just try and even them out. Here are my 6 cups of pudding mix. I ended up putting a little too much in the first and second ones, so I had to like take some out of those, and I had to even them out. But here's kind of what they look like. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to I crushed up a few more Oreos here. I'm going to take my extra crushed up Oreos. I'm going to, just using my hands, I'm just going to grab like a handful of of Oreos, and put a handful at the bottom of each cup. Have a handy dandy cameraman now. And I'm thinking when you do this, you might want to crush them better than I did, because I still have some pretty big chunks. But that's okay, it'll still work. This is kind of a messy business. There we go. Now what I've done is I've taken my tin foil and I've gotten a really big piece, and I kind of did my best to rip it into 6 smaller pieces, each one big enough to cover the top of a cup. So that's what I'm doing now. So one by one I'm going to cover the top of each of these cups. And you don't need to see me do all of them, but this is kind of how I do it. Put it over the top and then smooth the sides down. Does not have to be perfect. Alright, I got all 6 of them covered with foil. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a popsicle stick and I'm going to kind of aim for the center of each, and I'm just going to stick it through. It's not going to be perfect, but the pudding is thick enough that it'll kind of hold it in place. So you just kind of drive it through. I only have one hand that I'm using right now, but if you have 2 hands, maybe you can kind of do it more neatly. Okay, here they are. I put all 6 popsicle sticks in. As you see, yeah, the first one I did it with one hand. It was kind of a big hole. But all the other ones, when I was able to use both of my hands, they turned out pretty good. So that was the next step. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to take them and put them in the freezer. Okay, here they are. Here's my freezer. My freezer's very full, but I'm going to move a few things around in here. There's one. I do my best to put them in there without moving the sticks. And maybe this one can go up here. And they're all in there. They need to stay in there for at least 4 hours. So I'm going to close the door. And I'm going to check back at least 4 hours later. Okay, it's been more than 4 hours now, so here they are. They're ready. Let's try one out here. So I took the tin foil off, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually set it inside of this little bowl, and in my sink I'm going to turn the water on kind of low. There we go. And a little trick to get this out of the cup is to pour some warm water, and very carefully, without getting it inside the cup, just heat up the outside. Water, let me get it in there. And then eventually it should come free. So after working with it a little while, kind of squeezing at it, here is my pudding pop. And I'm going to try just a little bit with my finger here. That's really good. So now you can eat it and enjoy it.